If I load in the older clip before I had all of the fixes done, before I did all of the collide polys commands, we could mix between the two of them in the animation mixer to determine how point caches work and how they can be mixed together. So let's load the old point cache on. I'll just jump into my training project, into the Siflex folder, and we'll load on the second one. The second test that we did, I remember we tested all 400 frames. So I'll press OK. And when you load in the cache, just make sure you get reference to the actual frame number. We happen to be on frame 0 right now. The point cache will be able to read the frame number we're on. It doesn't need to be past that to the cache file. So I get my second one, and of course it's with the, let's see if I can move the frame, there we go, with the leg being penetrated by the cloth geometry. So I'm going to actually create a point cache for that as well. So I'll write a geometry cache for it. I want to make sure that the take number is different, so I'm going to call this one take leg penetration, or hand problem, 1 to 400, and we'll cache that out as well. Once we've cached, we'll disable the cloth operator. In fact, if we didn't need the cloth operator anymore, we could of course just delete it. But I'm going to just disable it by deactivating it for now, so we have nothing driving our cloth. I'm going to open up the animation mixer again by selecting a cloth or an object in the model and pressing Alt-0. And of course, if I unmute the original point cache, I get everything working according to the fourth one that I'd set. If I add in another file cache track, though, I'll mute this first one, and I'll load in a brand new source. I'll import the take hand problem one I just cached out. So this is Ice Cache 2. Again, let's make sure they line up in global time here. And if I look at this one, this is the one that has the penetration problems. Again, if I unmute, you can see how you can actually just blend between caches. You can use little bits of other caches and combine their results. So in this case, I don't actually want to use the hand problem ice cache. It was simply used to demonstrate that all we're doing at this point is blending the shape animated points that are stored within two cache clips. So it's pretty neat stuff. You can really get a lot of bang for your buck, and of course this can all be retimed and edited and blended in with other cache clips as well. So I'm not going to actually use this hand problem one because, as we can see, we don't want that issue there. So I'm actually just going to delete that last cache clip and deal with this one here. And all we're doing now when we blend out of our cache clip is blending into the default pose of our character in T-pose. But of course we also get that from frame 1 of our cache clip. So at this point I could select the clothing geo, and I could leave the Siflex cloth operator on at this point if I needed to do some more setups. I find that for characters of the scale I've just been working with, these cloth settings tend to work really well. So you keep that in mind. You could go in and save these off as presets if you wanted to. So in this case, just to clear everything up, I'm going to delete the Siflex cloth operator, and now I'm relying totally on the ice caches to drive my my deformation here. So that ends the demonstration in dealing with Siflex and how you would use some of the caching options available to you in XSI now to blend between or iterate between takes and ultimately choose the right one, perhaps blending between different maps for different purposes. And of course you could use ice itself to control blending between ice clips using more complex expressions and formulas. I'm going to clean this character up just a little bit more in terms of shaders, but as of now this is the end of the actual cloth part of the demonstration. So just a little bit more cleanup, and I'll actually do that on mic here if anyone's interested.